What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barça Boy 103, and welcome to another episode of the Blaugrana Podcast, where we have some exciting times, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking we got like top 5, top 10 best weeks as a Barca fan in terms of the rivals, so to speak, not from our perspective. But of course, I'm joined by my co-host, Omar Talks Football. You want to say what's up to the people?
Hey, listen, man. Just to echo your words, man. 2026. What a year to be alive. What a year, man. Ever since we stepped into the new year, man, there's been nothing but joy as a Barca fan. We started the year beating our rivals in Espanyol, right? Once again, putting them in their place. They thought that they're winning run, right? They thought with that winning run that they could come and cook us. They thought it was the right time to play us. We had to put them back in their seat. Remind them that you're forever going to be our little brothers. And then we went to the Copa de España, right? We heard all the talk from the Madrid fans. We told them, bro, we're winning, we're keeping our trophy. They tried to hype themselves up like they always do, right? Guess what? We put them down. And not only do we put them down, we started the trail of the week of hell that they would have. From sacking their manager, hearing all kinds of player power, and then the icing on the beautiful, tasty cake that has been the terrible week of Madrid fans. Losing to 17th. Let me repeat, ladies and gentlemen, the last 17th.
We'll get into it. We gotta, of course, talk about the best team in Spain, in Football Club Barcelona, coming off the back of the Super Cup win. We, of course, last night beat Racing de Santander 2-0. Of course, my people will know what my thoughts are. I'll give my thoughts super quickly after you give yours. Let the people know what your thoughts were on the match last night. Of course, Barcelona winning and advancing, which is the most important thing. But what are your thoughts on the performance? Maybe the starting lineup, substitutions, the chances, the best goalkeeper in the world. Talk to me.
Hey, listen. What can I say, man? It's a very strong lineup. I expected more rotation than we did, even though we did rotate a little bit in the midfield specifically, right? Seeing both Bernal and Casado start in the game. Most of the defense was basically the starting lineup, right? Starting defense, right? Goalkeeper the same. I expected to see maybe Ter Stegen or Szczesny in this game, and it's funny, they asked Flick before the game, and he basically said Jean Garcia is the number one, and in the games that are important, he's going to play him. So it shows you that he wasn't doing what Madrid, obviously we're going to talk about that, what Madrid did, which is to underestimate the second division team. Racing Santander, another team to be sniffed at. They are currently second in the second division. They are currently on course of coming back to La Liga. And let's be real, man, they played like a La Liga team yesterday. We gotta give them credit. They really went for it. They were not sitting back, trying to pack the bus, trying to give us the opportunity to go on the counter. No, they went at us, right? Shout out to players like Suleiman Kamara, a Gambian brother, the guy. He really caused a lot of havoc in the defense, in the Barca defense yesterday, right? And for the first 20 minutes, really, you gotta give credit to Racing Santander. They really nullified us and they were creating chances. But eventually, got back on our feet, right? But we didn't do much in that first half. And I know at halftime, Flick definitely told these guys. He was telling them, yo, it's not good enough. Don't underestimate these teams. We've seen what happened to Madrid. Do not underestimate these teams. Let's go on the front foot and get the first goal. And you know what? Second half, you saw the fire. We came with a lot more urgency in the second half. We went forward, and then we got the goal eventually with Ferran Torres. And then obviously they go by Yamal in the end. But fair play to Racing Santander. But for us, professional performance is what I would say. It wasn't the best performance. Shout out to players like Kounde. I think Kounde was pretty good in the game. I got to give it to him, right? He going forward, a lot of times giving cover to Lamine Yamal to go deep. Shout outs to Dani Olmo. Bro, I'm not going to lie. We got to give credit where credit is due. In the 10, when we're talking about just 10s, what 10s are supposed to do, Olmo did his work in the 10 yesterday. I was very impressed with him. He was the most impressive player on the pitch, right? Yamal too, he did his thing. I like the fact, I don't know about you, Hafed, but I've liked Yamal this year because I feel like this year he's kind of gotten away from the things he was doing last year, which a lot of us were criticizing for, which is holding on to the ball too long, trying to dribble, trying to do the fancy thing. He releases the ball on time. He's trying to basically everything that he's doing, it seems like it's for a purpose rather than just to, take the spotlight. And I loved to see that, right? Even though Ferran Torres scored, I'm gonna be very real, man. This is the issue, and I said, and I've been saying this to you and a lot of these Barca fans. When it comes to Ferran Torres as a number 9, I would rather start Lewandowski. Why? Because I believe that Lewandowski will be, as a striker, he knows where he needs to be. The amount of times yesterday I was seeing the ball going to Yamal, crossed it into the box, and Ferran Torres is not even in the box. And that was one of the things I was like, bro, this is a striker's instinct. This guy, I know he's played striker for a lot, but you can tell he is not a striker. He's not like Lewandowski. He doesn't have that positional awareness of where to be in certain times and in certain places. And you know Lewandowski, he has that in him, right? And also Rashford, and that's the last thing I'm going to say, man. Rashford, I'm sorry, bro. This guy, he needs to pick it up. If this is the way he's going to keep playing, bro, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this permanent deal. I'm going to be very real. Because he had a golden chance to give us the lead. And he not only did he didn't hit the target, not good enough. And finally, the high line, bro. That last minute before we scored the second, bro, they had a 1-on-1. Like this, just PTSD from the Inter Milan game once again.
It was Gerard Martin. It was Gerard Martin who was out of position to cut them on. The rest of the line, Kounde, Kubarsi, and Balde kept that player outside. It was just Martin. Although
it did to be fair, because you remember they had 2 goals ruled offside, so clearly the line actually worked.
It was good, yeah.
Fair play.
But I agree with everything you said. I think Alba had a great game. I just think the issue with him was that he just wasn't on the ball too much. I think Rashford's time at Barcelona has been so overrated because he did a lot of early goals and assists. The talk right now with Rashford that apparently Barcelona do want to keep him, but want to keep him on really cheap terms, like reduce that buy option of 30 million to like 20, reduce his wages. So they keep him for really cheap. I won't complain too much, but I don't think we should be spending anywhere near 30 million for him. The game kind of went exactly how I thought. In games like this, when it's going to be so tight against an away side, which are not in La Liga, they're going to try and use momentum and confidence to fight back. Getting the first goal in these kind of games is always crucial. Very similar to what happened in the Guadalajara match, where you're biding your time, you're waiting for your moment, you're being patient, and then once it comes in, it comes in. And once we got that, I thought we were quite comfortable, apart from that one change, which I thought was offside, but then Juan Garcia, of course, saving us and making the world-class save. Thank God these strikers love to be really greedy against us. He could have just sweated it, and it would have probably been playing extra time right now, maybe even penalties as of recording.
Oh, thank God, bro.
So the fact that they're greedy is quite good. But I think, to be honest, the match went exactly how I expected. Before we talk about what happened before this match, I want to quickly dive into the game that we have this weekend against Sociedad, away at the Anoeta. We played there last season. We actually lost there 1-0 last season.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
that was
Lewandowski had during our losing streak.
That was where we kind of fell off.
Yeah, and then we had the Lewandowski kind of ghost goal. They scored quite a little bit of a lucky goal. But what are your thoughts heading into that game? It is going to be on Sunday. Madrid will play it on Saturday beforehand against Levante. Are you optimistic about that game? You think Flick made good rotation this game to go quite strong in that game? We, of course, don't forget, have Slavia Prague midweek away from home again as well. So a lot of traveling. Both games.
This is why I was a little confused that we play such a strong lineup today, considering we have games coming up.
To be fair, if you actually look at the lineup, Omar, he rotated 5 players, so he changed.
But the defense was the same.
Yeah, no, I mean, apart from Eric, the back 5 was the same. You're 100% right. But now that Eric was rested, you have João Cancelo now as an option as well, which I really wish we could have seen him yesterday. But heading into that Sociedad match, are you optimistic? Are you worried? Because we had the curse of the Anoeta for about 10 years. Over the past few years, we've done quite well there, probably since just before COVID, I would say. But what are your thoughts heading into that match?
I'm confident, man. And look, I've been keeping my eye on Sociedad. They have not been good this season. Let's just keep it 100. They have not been good. And I even said it on my match reaction yesterday after the Racing Santander game. I said, look, we need to do what we did last season when we won the Spanish Super Cup, right? Take that momentum of winning that trophy. We went to the quarterfinals, then we went on that winning streak. We have an opportunity to go clear. Real Madrid right now are in a crisis, bro. They're going to drop more points. I'm not saying they're going to lose this weekend, but they're going to drop points because they're not up here. There's a lot of stuff happening, right? Take advantage. We need to continue to do what we did when we were after the Clasico defeat, which is focus on ourselves. Focus on ourselves, and if we do, absolutely, I see us winning this, and I see us winning this comfortably. I think this year, every player in this year has come in with a level of confidence. I'm loving it, bro. apart from maybe like a Rashford, really, everyone really you can't really say anything negative about, or you'd really be harsh to say something negative about. Even though I'm calling out Ferran, I think Ferran has been doing a good job in that he's still scoring goals. So even if he's not performing well, he's getting into the goals. Lewandowski, he's been getting into the goals. He's not even started a lot of games, but he's been getting into the goals. Raphinha is cooking right now. Raphinha is cooking. Yamal is cooking. Dani Olmo is cooking. Fermin is cooking. Everyone in the attacking front is cooking. The defense, right? Having Cancelo now in this team gives me more comfortability, and I'm sure he will probably be the one to start this weekend. And also, what's important is the only thing I would say would be the difference is that he's under a new manager. But as far as the players is concerned, he's played with most of these guys already. I think when it comes to Cancelo, I would like to see him under this manager because I think that Flick might start using him similar to how he used Davies. Because we know Cancelo loves to go forward. He loves to be that wing back-ish type player, right? And he does, track back, obviously. He's not always someone that's always focusing on his attacking front, right? But I would like to see that partnership with Yamal. I think that he would give Yamal more freedom. And he would give him more opportunity. Like, he would give that support to Yamal every time Yamal is being two-man.
Kounde yesterday was woeful, again, too.
Yeah, but to be fair, this is one of his better games, which doesn't say much because, let's be real, he was poor, especially in the Clásico, right? But I'm going to be very real. Even despite his performance against Racing Santander, I think that we need to see Cancelo be the starting number right back. And maybe we might start experimenting putting Kounde as center and is back in his rightful position.
I thought yesterday's game was the perfect time to do that, to test Kounde at center back. I had that in my lineup prediction. I thought that would have been a good time too. But maybe apparently Deco was saying after the Super Cup that Cancelo hasn't played in a while, so he needs a little bit of time to get back to match fitness. I think the fact that he's on the bench and traveled the squad is a good sign. But I think it's very, very hard to see him start against Sociedad. I think Sociedad's going to be a game where your typical away game.
Prague? You think Prague will probably be the one with the same start?
Maybe, but you have two back-to-back games, hostile games that you need to win. Especially, I think the Slavia Prague game might be more important than Sociedad because we need to win our last two games in the Champions League to try and get top 8, right? Mm-hmm. So this would be a moment where Flick will need to use the squad. I do expect somewhat of a surprise in the Sociedad game. I can see like Yamal not starting, Pedri not starting, like some player that you expect to start not. So maybe Raphinha rested. I can see a little bit of a surprise happening in that game. But I think overall, I don't think we'll lose. I think a draw could be likely in these kind of games because it's so tight, especially Sociedad. They had a midweek game as well. They played the Copa del Rey. They went all the way to extra time and penalties against Osasuna. They ended up winning, so they're going to have that happiness and good feeling factor. They won in their stadium as well. No traveling. So I think it could be a little bit of a tricky game, but I think Flick might have maybe even one eye on the Slavia Prague game because that away from home in what country are they in again? Slavia Prague? Czech Republic, yes. The atmosphere there is crazy. So,
yes, that's one of those places.
But and then we'll finally be back at the Camp Nou. We haven't played, of course, the Camp Nou in the New Year yet. A lot of away games with the Cup and the Super Cup being in Saudi, but I think we could be quite confident going against that Real Sociedad game. Again, they haven't been playing well this sean, and maybe there's a little bit of a revenge factor for losing there last season. Again, Flick's not won there in that stadium, so maybe we can add that to his record. But my boy Omar, man, you know what we have to talk about now. We have got to talk about what happened on Wednesday.
Let's talk about it.
I could not believe my eyes. I was telling all my Madrid friends, hopefully you guys have a great start to the Arbeloa era. Enjoy Arbeloa ball. I think I enjoyed it more than they did. 3-2 loss to Albacete. 90th minute winner from Albacete to knock out Real Madrid, which now gives Barcelona quite a nice path to maybe hopefully winning the Copa del Rey. We do have, I think, the two toughest teams left are Atletico Madrid and Athletic Club. The draw is on Monday, so wait and see who Barcelona do get. I'm just hoping for a home game. I'm really tired of these away games. Anyone at home I'll take. I think if I could avoid one, it would be Athletic Club at the MMS. Any game but that, I'll take. Any game but that, I'll take. I think if we get that, we might be cooked. That's the only game we have to avoid. But, Madrid getting knocked out. It was a 3-2 game. Madrid at no point in their last two games in Madrid, they lost 3-2 in both of them. Also, at no point were they leading either game. They draw back 1-1. They drew back against Albacete 2-2. Talk to me, man. What was your reaction? How did you feel? Did you do a live watch along for it?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I had some stuff that I had to do that day.
Yeah.
But that was, listen, man. I missed out on a great hit
Generational.
watch. That would have been the most beautiful hit watch because everything has been great. But I did have a beautiful view of the game, and what can I say, man? I did not expect that. I really, really did not expect that. I thought, surely not, man. Albacete, man, like Arbeloa has already lost to them, man. He's learned. He probably learned. He's already seen what they're capable of. Nah, man. Listen, you gotta inject it into my veins. Real Madrid fans, these Madrid fans, they talk the most. They really do talk the most, bro. Always waffling, talking to us about Alonso, talking about their club, their squad, all of this, talking about how dead we are when they beat us. Well, it's crazy, man. Ever since that Clasico was probably the last time you guys were happy. Isn't it ironic? Ever since that Clasico, these guys have had no shed of happiness. But you know who's been happy? Me. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that was a beautiful game to watch. They conceded 3 goals. They were down three times in the game. They had Vinicius Junior. That's who he is now, bro. This brother is finished, bro. He's hit with that Brazilian curse, man. You feel me, right? With that, brother, can you believe it, man? 25 years old and you're already finished at the top level. Crazy. But listen, it's the most beautiful thing to watch. And as a Barca fan, this is the most wonderful time to be a Barca fan. We deserve this, bro. Because we have been taking a lot of shit from this Madrid for 5 years. Think about it, right? Ever since we lost 8-2 to Bayern with the Bartomeu thing, losing Messi, these guys have been treating us like a laughing stock. They've been looking at us like a laughing stock. Well, guess what? The roads are now reversed. Barca are on the upward trajectory, while you guys are declining with all your superstars, just like you did in the Galacticos back in the early 2000s. Man like Florentino Perez getting involved, trying to tell you what to do. Embarrassing, bro. I'm glad. Listen, Florentino Perez, continue what you're doing, man. You're doing an amazing job. Okay, bro? Keep it up, man. You just pray, man. Listen, keep Arbeloa in the job, right? This is only his first game. Man. Like let him cook.
Let him cook, man. Let him give him some time. Back him.
Exactly, man. Let him cook. And as far as the squad is concerned, listen, Florentino, you're the one who signed Mbappe. You're the one who signed Vini. Listen, you gotta back your players, man. Forget about what Alonso told you. Alonso is lying, okay, bro? Keep backing the players, okay, bro? I know the players might act like spoiled, but it doesn't matter, bro. Vini won the Champions League. He won the Champions League. He nearly won the Ballon d'Or. You feel me, yeah? Come on, man. Like, support.
New contract.
Exactly. New contract, bro. Give him what he wants. This guy won 2 Champions League, man. He scored in 2 Champions League finals, man.
Vinicius actually has the most. He has the most goals and assists in Real Madrid's history in finals, I think. He did it. I think he has.
I mean, bro, he's a big game player, bro.
Yeah, like, literally.
Stats don't lie, man. Like, come on. Let him go. Give him what he wants, man. Hashtag give Vinny what he wants.
What are your thoughts on the Clasico in May? Like, do you expect us to like steamroll that? Do you expect us maybe to already have maybe won the league and maybe we can go into that and afford to lose? Like, at this point, Madrid might. The only thing they can really see win is La Liga. We could obviously throw it away. I'm not saying La Liga is wrapped up in January.
Of course.
Champions League, maybe they can ride their luck to the semi-final, but I don't think they can go all the way and ride their luck, especially with how they're performing and the unbalancedness in their team. So we are expecting back-to-back trophy this season for Real Madrid. Do you see any sort of recovery for them this season? What do you think the problem is under Arbeloa? Is it the team? Is it the manager? And should we start doing hit alongs like every video, because they might bang, because they're giving us gold. We got
dude, I'm telling you,
we gotta start taking it.
Hit watch this weekend. I promise you, I will be there for the hit watch. And this time I pray to God, man. Who are they playing this weekend?
Levante.
You know what, Levante? They played well against Barca. Remember, they really gave us a game. So
that was second game of the season, though.
I mean, to be fair, it's at the Bernabeu. So
let me check.
Hey, listen, they said
their performance at the Bernabeu have been shit. Apparently, they're gonna get booed.
Hey, I'm just saying, they're gonna get booed. Can go there and do a job. I'm just saying, bro. But look, here's the thing, right? You know, when I look at Madrid right now, you know what they remind me of?
What
they remind me of? They remind me of us in 2020.
No, we were never
because
this
if
bad.
You remember, no. Just remember, bro. Real Madrid, if you look at the performance for Barca that season, let's be real. If you remember, yeah, we were winning games, but we knew we weren't playing at our best. We could still see the weaknesses in our team. Even as Barca fans, we can admit it to ourselves. There was always weaknesses. There was a lot of weaknesses. Yes, Messi was being Messi. Okay, cool. Suarez, yes, he was going. Griezmann was going here and there. But really, we didn't see the best version of those guys. You understand what I mean, right?
Yeah.
We still look beatable in certain times. Just like this Real Madrid team have Mbappe, they have guys like Vini who can perform, they have Rodrigo who can perform, Bellingham who can perform. They have players that can perform, but are they always performing? And if they are performing at their best? No, they're not. That's what I mean when I look at this Madrid team, right? They have that. And here is the thing. For most of us Barca fans, when you look at that season, you can say, but we were in the title race. Yeah, we were. But Madrid were way better than us that season. And even as a Barca fan, I wasn't surprised when we lost the league. We lost the league on the final day when Osasuna beat us at the Camp Nou. If you remember that year, we did this quarterfinals of the Champions League. When we played Bayern, most of us Barca fans, we won't admit it, but all of us were worried of that game before the match even started. I know I was. I remember I was with my uncle. I said, brother, I don't see us winning this game.
50 tie. That's 50-50.
That's what I'm saying. Some people try to believe. I mean, we looked at the squad and said, listen, man for man, they're not better than us. But we saw how we've been performing and we saw how Bayern were performing. And we're like, yo, our defense is shit. If these guys, with the way these guys are playing, they can cook us. And look at what happened. They didn't just beat us. They humiliated us. And I'm telling you right now, Hafid, this is going to go there. This Madrid, this is where this whole combination is going to get to, right? If things don't change at Real Madrid, I'm telling you, by the end of the season, they're either going to play us in the next Clasico, or they're going to have a big game like a PSG or Bayern Munich in the Champions League, and they're going to get their pants pulled down. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7, bro. They're going to lose heavy. So heavy that man like Quentin will probably resign. I'm telling you, bro, that is what it's going to take.
Hope we can keep it clean sheet.
We're gonna see. I'm not saying it's gonna be an 8-2 like us, right?
Yeah.
But we could even see like a 6. We can see next Clasico us beat these guys 6-0. I'm telling you, bro, we could beat these guys 6-1, 6-1, 6-2. Something so humiliating that they're gonna be like, okay, no. Some of these guys have to go. Because remember, that's what we did when we lost to Bayern, bro. That's when we looked at that squad and we said, bro, play it out. Half of 90% of this team gotta go. All these guys are garbage. And look at what happened. That's what we did. Madrid, that's what they need. They need a clear out. There's a lot of players that have gone beyond their expiration date. And trust me, reality is going to hit them. And I'm hoping to God it's us in April. Oh, April, right?
In May.
Right. May. There you go, May.
Yeah.
Last few games of the season, right? Even if we've sealed the league, bro, I want these guys to go there with motivation. Because I really want these guys. Last season, I know we embarrassed them a few times, right? The 4-0, the 5-1. It's the first game back at the Camp Nou. Give us something to us remember this for. Bro, I need us to smack these guys. Smack them, bro. I need to start just smacking that when we get to the chaos, bro. I'm telling you, these guys will not even have beat.
Even chaos.
Of course, this
chaos later today is gonna be amazing too. Like it's just
trust me, I can't wait. But
I mean,
yeah, for me, I'm not worried about Madrid. But look, we cannot put our foot off the gas. That's important.
Yeah.
I don't want to give. You don't want to give Madrid hope. I think what we need. This is why I keep saying focus on ourselves. Because if we continue to win, not only are they going to have crisis, but they're going to be studied. You're going to lose more and more hope every week that we're winning. Because they're going to be like, yeah, this Barca team are not letting go. We might as well just pack it up. Yeah. This season is over. But so yeah, don't drop points for Barca.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's going to be the hard part as well, especially when you're facing, solid teams. Like we have Sociedad, then we have Real Oviedo back at the Camp Nou at the end of this month. It has to be on us to keep the foot on the gas, like you mentioned, and put the pressure on them. Because the more pressure that you build, the more that they can explode. Most of the time, they probably will end up playing first before us because we'll have a couple of away games. So it'll probably get scheduled like on the Sunday, then they'll get scheduled on the Saturday. So it'll be a lot of time them waiting. It'll be a lot of the time their result happening and then us going into the game, which I think will be important too as well because they'll have to put the pressure on us. If they don't win, we can go in there thinking, we can go 6 points clear, 7 points clear, whatever it may be. But I think Barcelona, to be honest, there could be a way back in the title race for Madrid because I think we're going to have a little bit of a focus on the Champions League as well. I think this team really feels like this might be their moment in the Champions League. You know, PSG haven't really, struck the light this season. Bayern Munich have some, vulnerabilities, similar to Arsenal as well. So there's no, like, perfect team this season. Like, last season when PSG were going through, they were quite clearly, one of the best teams. And then once we got knocked out, everyone knew they were going to win the Champions League. So we were kind of robbed of a generational final. But there could be a moment for Madrid to come back into this league race, but I'm very curious to see what Barcelona's reaction will be mentally as well. Of course, the Clásico is so far away now. You have whole of February, you have whole of March, you have the whole entire of April. There'll never be a clash. We each also play Atletico Madrid at some point as well. Ours will be at the Wanda. Theirs will be at the Bernabeu, so a bit more favorable in their perspective, you could say. But if injuries keep happening for them, which they kind of have been suffering with, they had like 11 players out against Albacete. And we keep staying fit and keep plowing forward, things can really move our way, and we can really put a nail in the coffin into their season like we did last season as well. But time will tell in that regards. But I think we're going to end the pod here unless there's anything else that you wanted to mention that we didn't speak about.
Hey, listen, everything is amazing right now, man. I am in a very, very good mood, and yeah, man.
Cannot get better than
let's
this.
Let's just focus on facts. And listen, now let's just focus on the weekend, right? And finishing in style at the end of the month. Get to the Champions League. Let's finish top 8. No playoffs, man. No playoffs. We don't want any extra games.
I think we have to win both our last 2 games and hope other results go our way. I think the last time I checked, the chance.
I think it will, though.
Let's hope so. But the chances, I think, are like 43% that we get into the top 8 if we win our last 2 games. Hoping that other results kind of go our way too. So it's not in our hands. It's not in our favor per se. But PSG played a knockout round last season too, so it could just be a scrubby team if we finish quite high in like the 9-24. We could just get like a random team. It does suck that it is over 2 legs, so kind of 2 extra gains, but we can do our best to avoid it. But then the main thing for us is keep our head down, stay humbled, and keep the pace going, keep the momentum going, and like you mentioned in the beginning, use that Super Cup win for motivation and confidence at least until middle of February. I think the quarterfinal for the Copa del Rey will be the first week of February. So we're gonna have Slavia Prague next week in the middle of the week. We're gonna have Copenhagen middle of the week. After that, it's gonna be quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. So getting to that point is gonna be crucial because once you get to the semifinal, then that's when it's gonna be 2 legs. So they'll have like one end of February, then one like end of March to kind of spread it out and build it up. So this is our moment. This is the crunch time of the season. This is where titles are decided. This is where favorites are going to be made. So that's for Barcelona to keep things going, and hopefully we can have some similar, if not better, success than what we did last season. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the pod. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, subscribe as well if you haven't already. Omar's links, of course, is going to be in the title, in the collaboration, and a link in the description down below. Next episode will be on his channel after the Sociedad game, of course, having a look at the Slavia Prague game coming next as well. Now let's hope Barcelona keep up the pace. 5 clean sheets out of the last 6 games, 11 wins in a row, and hopefully it doesn't end here. Take care, and Forza Barça.